class, the receiving school students and teachers.
Good morning, Mrs. Wattabas.
How are you all this morning?
We are very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm very well, just like you all. Thank you. You may be seated. Now, recapping to the previous lesson. Our previous lesson was on action plan. And I'd like, Aloysia, if you can tell us what action plan is. And this is action plan to do with food or nutrition.
That is to do with writing down in details before an actual cooking is done.
Good, thank you. Carol, there are reasons why we have to plan or make action plans, especially when it's to do with food. If you can probably give us one of the reasons why we have to make an action plan.
How is it to be cooked?
Very good, thank you. Another, Helen? Another reason?
The resources and facilities needed.
Very good. And Raymond, if you can give us one more of the reasons.
What is to be cooked?
Very good, thank you. Now, we will be continuing on with our action plan. And in this lesson, we are expected to complete the action plan. Now, before we go on to our activity, I'd like us to have a look at once more on the factors that we have to consider when we are making action plans. And if I can have Francis to give us the first factor that has to be considered when making action plans.
Recipe.
Recipe, thank you. If I can have Elisa to tell us what a recipe consists of. Within recipe, it includes two other things or areas. If you can tell us what they are.
Ingredients and methods.
Very good. Ingredients and methods. Gima, if you can tell us what ingredients are. What are ingredients?
Food needed to make a recipe.
Very good. Thank you. Shane, what are methods? What are methods?
Directions on how to prepare, cook, and serve the food.
Very good, thank you. Another factor to look at, the second factor, if I can have Tricia to tell us what the second factor is. First is recipe. The second one?
Family size.
Family size. And Tricia, if you can tell us what family size actually is.
Number of people need to be catered for.
Very good. Number of people need to be catered for. Whether the family is a small family of 4, father, mother, and the children, or a big family, where it has father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, and the children. So the second one is family size. The third one, Adrian, if you can tell us what the third one is.
Resources and facilities.
Resources and facilities, thank you. And William, tell us what resources and facilities are in that area. What do you consider?
Time, cost, money, equipment, and other facilities needed for obtaining, cooking, and serving.
Very good, thank you. Now, it says time. What about time, Jennifer? Resources and facilities also include time.
How long it takes to cook the food.
Okay, good. How long it should take to cook, when you expect to start doing your cooking, and when you expect the food to be ready for the family to consume it. What about cost and money? Patricia, cost and money.
How much will it cost?
Right, good, thank you. We also have equipment and other facilities. Rachel, if you can tell us something more about equipment and other facilities.
Resources and other facilities needed.
Very good. Whatever is needed in serving, cooking, preparing, and even If you have a look at the pictures we have on the screen, we have a fishing net. Can somebody tell me why we have a fishing net? Fishing net is one of the facilities or one of the resources. Yes, Brendan?
To catch fish. To make it easier to catch fish.
Very good. So fishing net helps especially those in the villages. If they cannot afford to go and buy from the shops, then they can go fishing to catch fish and cook whatever meal they plan to cook. Now we also have the fourth one. If I can have Nanadai to tell us what our fourth factor is.
Available of resources, facilities,
Availability.
and food. How many and where will you get them if you don't have them?
Very good, thank you. You have to make sure the resources and facilities you need are available. If they are not there, you start thinking of where you have to get it in order to prepare that meal. Hayano, what is the last factor to consider?
Points to the activities in order of preference. Happenings.
Okay, sequencing the activities in order of happenings. You start from the beginning. What do you actually do first? And it has to be done in a sensible order. You cannot say dig the hole and collect firewood. Okay? You have to make sure you collect firewood, and that depends on whether you have a hole already done, they are dug, they are ready for, if you are going to make a mumu. So whatever you do, your activities have to be done in sensible order. You give some thought about it. What should come first and what should come next until the food is ready to be eaten. Now, so in your lesson activity in the previous lesson that we had, we started off with the recipe, and we should have already done the family size. Now we have the next lot of factors to go through to get our lesson activity completed and done for this lesson. Okay, so Tulanga, if you can read our lesson activities for us.
In groups, discuss how to complete the action plan. Start from where you stop from the previous lesson.
Okay, thank you. So you will once again discuss. We've just gone through the factors that you have to consider. So in your groups, you discuss once again, and where you stopped in the previous lesson, you are to continue from there. Now, I'd like that everyone in the group contributes. You can have 3 people probably working on availability of resources and facilities. Another 3 or 2 can work on resources and facilities needed. In that way, you are able to do it quickly and get them all written on one sheet of paper. You also have the last step, which is to sequence or write the activities in order, and all that has to be done in this lesson. Now let's once again look through quickly. Helen, the first one, the first factor.
Recipes.
The recipes, thank you. Nigel, the second factor.
Methods.
Family size. The third factor, let's have Patrick. Third factor.
Resources and facilities.
Very good, resources and facilities. Edward, the fourth.
Availability of resources and facilities.
Very good, thank you. Let's have Gail for the last one.
Activities written in sensible order.
Okay, now you all know all those steps or the factors that you should be getting your action plan on. I'd like you to get started. And if you need papers, you can have your runners to come up and collect papers for your group. Just get one each or two if you need. Okay. So which part are you on now? The last one of that's the recipe. But you have other areas to go through, so others, instead of sitting down and waiting for somebody to write, you have the family size to talk about, discuss about, you have the resources and facilities to talk about, the availability of resources and facilities, okay? To talk about all that. Now, availability of resources and facilities, you just write down, if you don't have the resources and facilities, what do? You just write about that, okay? So resources and facilities are what you need. Just list them, what you need for that recipe you are preparing. And when it comes to availability of resources and facilities, you just write down where you can obtain them if you don't have them. But if you have them there, you are just writing it that way. If you have them there, then you don't have to bother. So when you have resources and facilities, you can say, oh, we have them all available. Okay? That's what you can do. Which part are you on now?
We're finished.
There are 5 factors there, 5 areas. So which one are you on now? If you are on ingredients and methods, you are still on the first one, recipe. You finished the recipe, so you should be on what now? Family size, and some more there.
Yeah, family size already.
Now, I'd like you to just give me some time, and when you come to, we are still on the first one, which is recipe. If you are on the method, then you haven't finished. Don't say you finished, because you are still on the first factor, which is recipe. You also have others to go. Okay? Now, when you come to resources and facilities, you just list down the resources and the facilities that you need for whatever food dish you are preparing. Okay? Now, when it comes to availability of resources, if you have everything that you need there, just write, probably we got everything available. But if you need some, then you can write where you have to obtain them. Where do you get those facilities that you need to prepare that food dish? And after that, you have your activities written in order. What do you do first? Okay? So don't think that you have finished when you complete the method in that food dish you are preparing. Now, I don't like to go around explaining again. I've done it for everybody, so you all should know what to do. What's that? Family size. You did family size already, okay. Then now it's resources and facilities. Just equipment and things that you are going to use. So yours is on your food dishes. What? Okay, so what do you need to cook that meal or that food? So have that one listed. Frying pan, what else do you need? So those are the equipment that you will have, the facilities that you will need. So like frying pan and all that now, where do you cook it? Is it going to be over an electric stove, over a kerosene primers, over the fire, or whatever? Okay. Let's see yours. Okay, good, you finished it. Your family size? Have you decided on the family size, whether it's going to be a big family or small family? Okay. Then you can say a big family of 10 people, or a small family of 7 is still a big family. Small family of 4, or 3. 3 could be father, mother, and a child, something like that. Okay, you have to have that one done quickly. You have resources and facilities now. Yours is vegetable salad. So with resources and facilities, what are the things that you need to prepare that? Chopping board, peel. Okay, so those are your resources and facilities. You have them done. Okay, well, yeah, you write it on the paper. Okay, your family size, just a family size. Small family of number, big family of number. Then you have resources and facilities. And like Paul has already said, chopping board, whatever. Yeah, that's okay. That's your first one you completed. The recipe, you've completed that. So now you go on to the next one. Yeah. Now, instead of waiting for them to do, somebody else should get another paper and start doing the other one. So like Riku could do resources, family size, resources and facilities. Okay, the 3 do that one. Paul, you, Anna, and Patrick should do availability of resources to make it easy, rather than waiting for one person. Yep. Family size, you just write a family of what? Yeah, how many in the family? Okay. Now you should have 2 papers, so you don't wait for one person to do it. You have 2 papers. One works on 2 or 3 work on family size, resources and facilities. Another 3 work on availability of facilities. Now, availability of resources and facilities, you've done that already, yeah? Oh, that's your what? Okay, good. So what are you on now? Availability of resources, you yourself just decide, oh, it's okay, we have it. If you don't have it, then where will you get it from? Obtain it from? Yes, query. Let's see. That's your resources and facilities. Okay, nice, good. Once you finish, group 4, I'd like you to go and put them up. Activities written in sensible order. So in order, what do you do first now? What are you going to do? Now you made your plan already, so you have done your plan now. What are you going to do first with your activities, written activities? I'd like you to do yours quickly so we can have yours presented. Okay. When you want to, you have already planned now, made your action plan now. So you are now ready to have that food dish cooked. So what are you going to do first? So now you said, buy the food needed. Okay, that's good. And then what happens after that once you have bought the food? So you have buy the food, then what do you do next after that? And then you come to until you have the last one, food is ready to be eaten. Okay? It can be about 4 or 5. You just generalize and put them all into one. Okay, thank you. So your first one is buy the food needed. Okay, thank you. Carry on with the others. A family of 4, that's your family size done now. You go to the next one. What is going to be your next one? Putting the activities, sequencing the activities in order. Are you on that? Oh. Resources and facilities. Yeah, okay. So you are now with availability of resources and facilities. Yes. Okay, so you just write what you are saying. Okay. Resources and facilities we need are available. Is that what you said? Yeah. Okay, you have that one written. Then you come to the activities that you are going to do, written in order. Now, while Hayano is having that availability of resources written, the rest of you should be talking about how you are going to put your activities in order. What should come first? So once you finish this, then you tell, okay, first one is this, second is this. Until last one, the food is ready to be eaten. So what do you think is going to be the first one, Raymond? You write that while they talk about. What is the first thing? Cook the food?
No.
You can cook the food.
You have to peel the food, prepare it.
The type of recipe.
Okay. Peel the food, but there should be something else before that. How did you get that food and you are trying to peel it? Okay, so you see, that is what it means by sensible order. If you say peel the food first, then how did that food come? How did you obtain that food? That should come first and then you have the next one until you finish with the one. So please, I'd like you to talk about this, so when Hayano finishes, just tell her what to write. Okay, thank you. Now let's see yours. You are on your activities. You see? Let's see what you have. Okay, you have the ingredients, steps. We others should be talking about the family size, resources and facilities, availability of resources and facilities while Shane is writing it down. Okay, good. If you can have yours written quickly, so I'll have you and group 4 to present yours. Group 4 is already finished. Okay, availability of resources and facilities, just write down whether you have them. If you say, we have all of them available. But if you say, we don't have them, so what? Okay. Where are we now? Availability of resources and facilities. So for that, what did you all say? You have all the resources and facilities you need, okay? Have it written. Now, once you finish, I'd like you to come and put your work up so we'll see. The first 2 groups that finish will do the presentation. Once you finish, I'd like you to come and put your work up on the where your group is. Okay, what we do, I don't know whether we'll have enough. There should be enough for 1. Let's see your first one.
It's the recipe and the method.
Okay, so we can have 3 or 2. Okay, let's have that. Okay, bring the next one. You can just have it that way. Okay, no. That's okay. Because we don't have enough magnets, you come with 1 person to do the presentation. You are first. Okay, just hold them first. Yeah, hold them first and then I'll call you. Okay, listen. We don't have enough magnets, so I will be having 2 from each group. You come up, one of you hold a paper, and your friend goes through what you have quickly. So as we had group 2, they came up first, so we will have group 2 to do the presentation first. Then we have group 3 and group 4. So let's have group 2, please. Okay, just have your resources and your recipe. That's okay. You're not putting them there, so. Just go through quickly what you have. You don't have to read like ingredients. We have all this, so you just say our food dish is this. These are the ingredients and these are the methods. We have 5 methods and 5 steps. Okay, and then you go to our family size is this, like that. Okay, listen, those who come to present, I'd like you to go through your presentation quickly. When you come, you don't have to go through all the ingredients, the food you have, and the methods in step. Just let your friends know the food dish that you are preparing, and then your ingredients, the methods, how many you have. Then you go on to the next lot. Yes.
Okay, we group choose our recipe is spaghetti and mincemeat, and these are our ingredients, and we have 5 steps, and these are all the methods of doing the recipe.
Thank you.
And the family size, the dish could cater for at least 5 to 6 people, and the resources and facilities are stated here. We need pots and pans, knife, fork, wooden spoon, a strainer, and a gas stove.
Good.
And for the 4th factor, all our resources and facilities are available.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. We have the next one. I said group 3, so let's have them. Thank you. Now, just like you have seen Violet from group 2, what she did, I'd like you to do the same. Let's have group 3. I'll have your recipe. That's what you have. Okay. Let's have your with the recipe first. Yeah, recipe. This one first. I'd like group 3 to get ready, please. Yes, Anna.
Ingredients is carrot, ball of cabbage, 1 whole capsicum, and 3 potatoes, and 1 mayonnaise.
We are supposed to be
mayonnaise cream.
listening.
Our methods are peel the vegetables, then wash them, boil the potatoes, and slice the capsicums, cabbage, and grate the carrots and cucumbers. After the potatoes are cooked, then slice the potatoes into cubes. Add the mayonnaise cream. The second one is family size as family of 5. Yeah. Our resources and facilities are knife, peeler, cooking pot, chopping board, and grater. The availabilities of resources and facilities are, we have everything we need.
Okay, thank you. Now I'd like to have group 4, because group 4 has actually completed everything. That is right down to having the activities written in a sensible order. So I'd like to have group 4. Please, if you can move out quickly. Let's save the first one. Okay, the next one, next paper, is family size. Then we have availability. Then where is the steps you wrote in order? Oh, this is part of that. Okay. Let's have Angeline.
Okay, our recipe is beef stew, and the ingredients needed is beans, capsicums, carrots, and little water added to it. The method is boil the beef in a little water. Boil the beef in a little water. When it's half boiled, chop the capsicums, beans, and carrots. Then add them to the pot and stir. Add black sauce to it. Then serve. The family size is it can cater for 4 to 5 people, and the resources and facilities needed for the food is we need pot, serving spoon, plates, and also money. And availability of resources and facilities, we have them all. And the activities written in sensible order is buy the food needed, prepare the food to be cooked, and serve the food ready to be eaten. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So group 4 has actually completed it, and especially with the activities written in sensible order. They have written buy the food needed, prepare the food to be cooked, serve the food ready to be eaten. Okay, now with the others, this is what I want you to do. I will be giving you a sticky tape. I'd like you to stick your papers, okay, from the first, that is recipe, right down to the activities sequence in the sensible order. So you should have one strip of about 4 to 5 papers stick together. I will leave the sticky tape with Shane, and I'd like you to get that done. So when we come for the next lesson, all your action plans should be all stick together, and you should have just one long strip of paper. Okay, let's just have a look at the importance of action plan. Importance of action plan. If I can have someone to tell me the importance of action plan. Why is it important? Why is it important to have an action plan done? We have had a look at some from 3 groups. You have all done an action plan, and while doing that action plan, it should have at least taught you the importance, why it's important to have an action plan done. Adrian, if you can tell us, what do you think it's important to have action plan before you can actually cook a meal or whatever you expect to do?
So that you know what to do.
Okay, so that you know what to cook. Tassi, another reason or importance?
How it is to be cooked.
Very good. Thank you, Linda.
Resources and facility.
Very good. Thank you. If I can have Junior to tell us what our key phrase for this lesson is.
Completion of action plan.
Okay, so let's see what we have. Action plan is our key phrase. And our next lesson activity is going to be on recipe writing. Now, to the receiving school teachers, if you could encourage your students that whatever recipe they are going to write is going to be recipe on using local foods, the food that is available in the area that you live. So just let them know to ask their mothers or even some female family members of any recipes that they know so they can help the students to have that ready for the next lesson. And with that, good morning, everyone, the class, the receiving school students and teachers.
Good morning, Mrs. Watakas. And thank you for your lesson.
Receiving schools, here's a reference for the next lesson: strand, substrand, outcome, topic, materials, and reference.